Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Welcome back to Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics. In this video lesson, we are going to continue our discussion about social inequality. If you found this video informative, please click the subscribe button, like, comment and share to your friends. Thank you. The main objective in this lesson is for the learner to explain government programs and initiatives in addressing social inequalities in the local, national, and global setting. This module is divided into 3 sections. Part 1 discussed what is social inequality and some of its common effect. Here in Part 2, we will talk about the different types of inequality and some important concepts to understand, such as stereotyping, ethnocentrism and scapegoating. The last part will talk about the social inequality in the Philippine landscape and some of the government programs and initiatives that addresses social inequality. Recall that social inequality is a condition where unequal opportunities or rewards are given to the members of a society based on their social status or position. There are different types of social inequality, such as political. Different situations, conditions and phenomena have inequalities. Perfectly balanced is extremely difficult to achieve in a dynamic world. Political power is, most of the time, attained by those in the upper echelon or are born in from elite families. In other cases, political power is in the hands of people backed by influential and wealthy people. Politics and governance influence decisions, outcomes, programs and other activities that in turn influence the lives of the members of a society. And this power is usually in the hands of people with high social status. The people who are in the lower position can only follow and accept their fate. Income and wealth. This is economic inequality, and it is the unequal distribution of income and opportunity to different groups within a society. People in poverty usually find it difficult to land a job that will improve their lives. Especially now where competition amongst job seekers is high. This situation can be alleviated by proper education and government programs that gives opportunities for poor people to have a starting point in a business or entrepreneurial work. Quality of life inequality. This refers to inequalities of opportunities if provided can improve the quality of life. This includes the different services provided to different groups of people within a society, such as health and life insurance. Once again, the people who are well off or are in the upper class can afford to have the best medical services, housing spaces, education and opportunities that can benefit them in this life. Treatment and responsibility. When it comes to treatment, there is unequal treatment of the upper class versus the ones below them. From simple polite greeting to other public services such as opening a bank account or complaining about a customer service. There is also an impact in terms of responsibility. Lower class members of the society usually have to deal with their problems with little help from others, mainly because they do not have funds for it. Some people are not aware of family planning, which sometimes leads to single parenthood or a child being orphaned or left in orphanages. Lack of knowledge about responsibility can also increase crime rates and, in worst cases, deaths. Membership. In relation to unequal treatment and responsibility, some individuals within a society are restricted to join groups or membership clubs within the society they are in. The main reason for this is these groups have fees that are not affordable nor a necessity to people in lower class. Although it might be beneficial to them to subscribe to these groups, it is not just a priority for them. Other reason may stem from discrimination, since groups do not usually allow people who are outsiders or who are not the same as them. Other inequalities that are related to social inequality. 1. Gender inequality. This is the discrimination of privilege and priority on the basis of one's gender. This has roots that goes all the way back to ancient times. This can be seen from childhood up until adulthood and even at old age. From the way a person dresses up in public, to the way they behave and even in employment, gender inequality is present. Although, nowadays, due to girl power agenda and feminism movement, The status of women in the society has improved. However, there are other issues upon the emergence of other sexual orientations, each one demanding equal rights and treatment. Gender equality is indeed a sensitive topic and something that should be dealt with understanding and tact. Just a reminder to you, my dear students. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us to respect everything and everyone. Treat other kindly whether they share same religion as you or not. It is all right to understand other people and know where they are coming from, how they are feeling and the things they experience. But it does not mean that we have to always agree nor support them. Do not compromise your beliefs and principles. Just like how they have rights, you too have rights. Racial inequality. This is the discrimination based on a person's race. Whether it be skin color, nationality or anything that makes a person different from the common characteristics of the race of the majority of the people within a society, and gets discriminated because of this. The inequality can be manifested in a lot of aspects such as political rights, treatment, membership, and other basic human rights. The slavery in America from 1880s to 1960s is still one of the most prominent examples of racial inequality. A lot of basic human rights were stripped from the slaves, even the opportunity to learn how to read and write. Racial inequality is present in other parts of the world, in varying degrees. Ethnic minorities. Ethnic minorities, a bit similar to racial inequality, also receive different kinds of discrimination. From treatment, housing provisions, and other public services, ethnic minorities are considered to be on the lower social status. Person with disability and/or differently abled people. This is the discrimination based on an individual's apparent disability or unapparent disability such as being mute, deaf or a mental health condition. There are also conditions that are inborn or developed at a later in time in life or was caused by an unfortunate event such as an accident, calamity and others. Due to different circumstances, these people tend to have unequal privilege and opportunities within a society. Important concepts related to inequality. Stereotyping. In social psychology, this is the overgeneralization about a certain group of people. Whether it be a belief about the group, or a generalized trait or characteristic, stereotyping is assuming that since a member or a few from among the group has a specific trait, then the entire group has that trait. For example, Asians are usually stereotyped as smart students. This is mainly coming from Western countries which has observed Asian students to perform really well. But, this cannot be said to all of Asians though. Ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism came from the words ethnos meaning people and centrism, meaning center. It is evaluating other people from one's own vantage point and describing them in one's own terms. With this kind of thinking, other people or groups has a tendency to look inferior. This is one of the problems why Adolf Hitler developed a certain hate to other race because of his superior regard to his own race. Resulting from this idea, he decided to take measures to ensure the purity of the Aryan race. Which, at that time, meant genocide. Discrimination and prejudice. Discrimination happens when minorities are being deprived of equal treatment and are kept in a lower status by the dominant members of the society and the resistance of equality. Closely linked to discrimination is prejudice. Prejudice can be either positive or negative, but most of the times it connotes negativity. Prejudice is defined as a negative attitude toward the members of a particular group. It is a prejudgment of others that allows us to brand or label them in various negative ways. Discrimination is an act while prejudice is an attitude. Scapegoating. According to Gordon Allport in his book The Nature of Prejudice, scapegoating is the act of blaming an out-group when the in-group experiences frustration or is blocked from obtaining a goal. The one who does scapegoating may be experiencing or has experienced negative experiences, and blame it on an innocent group, which is the scapegoat in this situation. The one who does the scapegoating can mistreat the scapegoat on the grounds that they are the ones to blame for the negative experiences. Scholars have insinuated that scapegoating has been used as justification for mass murder. Adolf Hitler scapegoated the Jews and the result was the Holocaust. He made Germans believe that the negative experiences from World War I was caused by the Jews. There are many other reasons for the tragedy of the Holocaust, but scapegoating is one of them. That is all for the second part of this module. Thank you for watching. In the next lesson, we will talk about social inequality in the Philippine landscape. See you there.